Alrighty, we got some grub to eat, we got some gold to spend, we got some things to do. I wonder if that's really the best place to, like, transition, like, when I'm cutting this up into episodes later, I wonder if, like, at the prompt of, you know, do you want to continue playing, if that really is the best place to, like, transition episodes. Because, you know, it's probably not super engaging or exciting to come into each episode being like, oh, we're at the inn, not really doing a whole lot that exciting, you know? So, I don't know. I don't know. This is the freaking system we have now. Whatever. But yeah, let's just see here. Grandparents have had their garden for so long. It's adorable. Same with my grandparents, with their freaking crazy garden where everything just like grows like crazy. Even things that weren't supposed to be planted, like the freaking sunflower seeds the birds wind up dropping. Like their garden is most certainly something. Let's go to the arcade. Let's go ahead and see what's going on at the arcade. Weapons bombshell. Wow. Something that's actually dangerous for once. But it seems like instead we're going to get some hobgob donuts. Hobgob donuts. It seems like. Alrighty, let's back out. We're going to go ahead and set off. That's what we do. Look at his cardboard tank and his teddy bear. Look at it. Isn't it like the best thing ever? Okay, so Darth Vader's back. Freaking Dr. Phil is back, and whoever that guy is back. Sweet. Where were like the other routes? The other stuff. I think it was over here? Yeah, here was a bit. So we're gonna need to go around saving people and their faces to make the way forward available is what things are seeming like. Is what it seems like here. A human forest. But not as human as it gets at my lab in such clean air. Let's take some deep breaths. In. Snort. I got a bug up my nose. Freaking, when I'm out at the family's lake cabin, out in like the, you know, more rural kind of areas, freaking bugs love to fly into my eyes all the time. It sucks. Ever played Uniku? I don't think I've actually ever heard of that before, I'm sorry to say. I don't think I have. Time to go ahead and freaking snort. That's what we do. Do it. Do it. What? You freaking snorted fire? What the? That's the first time we've seen that. If Arnold's heart into darkness not affected. Look, he's literally wearing a cardboard tank and he's holding a teddy bear. Do you genuinely think that you can dip his heart into darkness? Like, it's not happening. It's not happening, clearly. So I don't know what exactly you expected from that, but, you know, whatever it was you were expecting is not happening. Oh, how about that? Wait, I'm freaking getting all my voices mixed up. I can't do things. And apparently, speaking about voices, I think the doggy is tired of listening to all my rambling, because it seems like she's got her paw over her ear, as I can see on OBS here on the side as well. But, what's going on here, huh? Dark Lord's Spanish Inquisition is in his castle, you say? That's right, the one up on the volcano. Who lives on Drury Lane? No, and it's off to the east? Toon Zelda must have told you, right? But we can't go now, I'm afraid. Oh, why? The road there is hidden by magic. We wouldn't want to get lost, would we? You don't know your way around when you freaking live here? I mean, that's pretty weird. That's pretty freaking weird there. No more fighting. Well, for now, we'll see if that's, if that keeps on being the case. Oh, we got another cutscene. So, I mean, oh? Who's this? Who is that? I actually don't know. I know. It's like the little blobs that you get in freaking Skyward Sword as an item. Who are you? Oh, you're Ashley from WarioWare. That's who you are. Because I can't tell without the freaking hair. Okay. Well, it's a Ashley slime, apparently. Time to bluster Wolf real quick. This is what we do. Yes, the assists. Bluster +2. Sweet, big damage. Awesome, you love to see it. You love to see it. Smackaroo, big damage. Kick his slide is just so cool. He's just so cool. Ow, rude. Ow. Rude. Arnold gonna team up with the horse. Look at it. Wow. Smack with that teddy bear. Whoops. No, I just wanted to... Okay, we're not even halfway there yet, but I mean, we've been doing some pretty wicked damage. You're doing some pretty wicked damage here, though. It certainly seems like. My goodness, KK Slider's so cool. He's so cool, that's the spot. That's the spot. What you gonna do? You're so mean. You're so mean. I should probably use some HP sprinkles. Like, I know that my character can heal. But why do that when we can just, like, sprinkle a bunch and whatnot? Just like that. Everybody gets sprinkled. A smidge. There you go. There you go. Everybody gets some sprinkles. Ow. So rude. Showing off for Waluigi. Yeah, fire with your teddy bear. Like, I love how the tank is supposed to have, like, its weapon be, like, its ammunition that's firing. It doesn't even show him firing a teddy bear. It just, like, holds it. Fires something else. We can maybe presume it's teddy bears. But yeah, I should be attacking because I'm the one that hits the hardest anyway. Is the thing. And then probably Arnold's second hardest, most likely. Ow. So mean. So rude. Yeah, show off for KK Slider. Who wouldn't want to show off for literally anybody in this party, not just KK Slider. Played a healing melody. Oh, that's pretty sweet. That's pretty darn sweet, isn't it? But time for freaking Canadian Maple Leaf Bluster Wolf. Is what we do. Represent Canada and Terry Bogard at the same time. Is what we can do, I guess. You're so mean. You're so mean. So rude. That's the spot. Apparently, that's the spot. I don't team up with the cursed horse. The most cursed of horses. Falcon kick. How about that? How about it, though? I'm getting all my voices mixed up all the time. Well, many thanks. Time to send you back. I wonder if we're ever going to play WarioWare on this channel. I wonder if that'll ever be the case. Maybe. Maybe one day. Bonus experience, 150. Sweet. KK Slider's still like a level behind, so you get it. Slime jelly. Sweet. Sweet. Phage B. I think that we're just missing C now? There's got to be another path that I didn't take. I think I've done them in general now, right? I thought... Are there any other paths? One that I missed? Well, let's go ahead and eat some grub. Let's go ahead and eat some grub. That's what we'll do. What do you think, Professor Oak? Oh, it's super delicious! He loves it! Banshee Tears. I know that Professor Oak has gotten a bunch of them in the past. That's the thing. Luigi found it delicious. Okay. Wow, that's quite a bit, doesn't it? What do you think, Waluigi? What do you think? Waluigi found it delicious. And then Hobgob Donuts. Yeah, let's see what everybody else thinks about the Hobgob Donuts. Okay, it's not that tasty for Waluigi. Really? Really not that tasty for you? What you think? Oh, super delicious! He loves them Hobgob Donuts. He loves them Hemogoblin Donuts, or whatever the hell. They're not even goblin things, they're Hobgob, whatever the heck. Yeah, KK Sliders are Popstar. I think that's the name of the class. I don't quite recall. But I'm pretty sure it was Popstar. So that's what we got for KK Slider out here. Yeah, let's send these two on outing to the gym. Is what we'll do. Only have like one more Mirror Grand Prix than all of 200. Then you're done when it comes to 100%ing Mario Kart. Imagine that I know that there's like a bunch of rumors going around for what could be announced at E3, and like all these like fake things where it's like, oh, Nintendo's lineup has been leaked and there's gonna be these things. But one of the more common rumors going around is like that they're gonna release a Mario Kart 9. And I don't think there's ever been like multiple Mario Kart games on the same console before, so like I doubt it myself. But how mad would you be, Cam, if you just 100%ed Mario Kart 8 and then like immediately at E3 like next week they announce a Mario Kart 9? How mad would you be about that? Maybe sort of like, so now they can be a bit concerned and whatnot. Sweet. Aren't they great statues in that workout room? Got 2 MP sweets. I thought they were called MP candies. Now they're called MP sweets. Let's send them to the fishing spot. How about? KK Slider could use some bond with Arnold for a bit, is what he could do. But yeah, I wonder if I should be building up with Professor Oak more and more bond with the horse, considering I think that Professor Oak is gonna be like the one character that like, you know, stays the same throughout this whole journey, you know. So that might make sense. So maybe I should have these nerds build up bonds with one another. And Professor Oak just like use some outing tickets with them and then build up bond with the horse? I don't know. I don't know. Like that might be an efficient use of thingamabobs there. Like hold on. KK Slider and Arnold can build up some stuff for a little while. And I mean, we can, how about we send Professor Oak and KK Slider on a couple outings. Yeah, let's use up some outing tickets. Let's send these two to the library. We'll use up a couple thingamabobs, and then I think Professor Oak is gonna go build up bonds with the freaking cursed horse and whatnot, is what we do. Just be a gauze at Mario Kart where you can play on the Nintendo 64, then you try playing as an adult with friends and your trash feels bad, man. I remember when Mario Kart 8 first came out on the Wii U, and I invited a couple friends to come play Mario Kart with me, and I was so adept at freaking Mario Kart immediately, and they were like so behind me in terms of skill level on Mario Kart that they started making it a rule that I had to give them at least like half a lap head start. It started becoming more like freaking 3/4 a lap of a head start. And freaking the moment that I'd start moving from the starting line, they'd just announce like, oh no, you start moving, watch out! It only takes so much time until I overtook him. It was great. What good times. One of those friendos is freaking in the next province over nowadays. And I've honestly been debating about seeing if I should like reach out to him again. Because it has been a good while. Sure, go to the seaside. Go to the sea where seashell, gosh darn it, I was gonna make the reference to that one tongue twister thing, Bob. But let's not even try doing that again. I was gonna say go to the seaside where she sells seashells, you know? Look, a bottle! There's something inside. What could it be? Open it. Let's see here. Dear pesky plumbers, I've trapped the princess in one of my many Koopa hotels. Oh. There's that. Sort of like, sweet. Now they can do get well soon. But yeah, once you have friends like that, they all smoke you and leave you in the dust. Yeah, this was back in like early junior high. There was like 2 friends that came over for the Mario Kart stuff. One of them is the next province over, and I probably haven't talked to since high school. But like, you know, I could always try asking like friends of friends, like, what's his contact information nowadays, and you know, freaking see if I can say hi again. A bombshell, sweet. I kind of like the teddy bear though, honestly. I might just keep the teddy bear, honestly. I might keep the teddy bear there. And the other one, I am still in contact with, I suppose, but not like frequently. Maybe like once every couple months kind of thing. So it's not like we're like, I don't really have anybody in person that's like a friendo that I'd like regularly see. Like I had 3 main kind of close friends in high school, and one of them is an antisocial weirdo that never freaking wanted to like talk outside of school and like never meet up or do anything like ever. And the other 2 close friends freaking hitched up with one another and then started spending like all their time with one another. And oh freaking what the hell, we got a enemy battle just while going on this outing. I was like, why do I only have 2 party members for a hot second? It's because they're going on an outing. So like I still hear from them like from time to time, and by time to time I mean like maybe once or twice a year. So yeah, not a lot of, I don't have a lot of in-person kind of connections that are exactly, you know, consistent is the thing. Like maybe I should reach out to some people some more. And I mean, I've also, it's complicated. I've been taking a class this past semester. The class that I'm wrapping up this week is like a short class that I've been taking on the study of loneliness. And it's really, really ingrained into me, you know, the importance of in-person connections and such. And I've had this social anxiety for a very long time about, you know, worrying too much about what people think of me. What the hell? How does that happen? My goodness. I say, a whole lot. What the heck? What the heck was I I was saying. But anyway, it's freaking taught me the importance of in-person connections and such. And for a super long time, I've had this social anxiety because for a long time growing up, a lot of the people that I knew, I'd like be my super energetic, passionate self around them, and they just kind of like ignore it or like not ever follow up on like any conversation with it. Like I'd say something to add to a conversation and they'd just be like, yeah, and like look away and then go back to like whatever was said as part of the conversation to like the person just before me, even when I tried to like contribute to what was going on. So I always felt like super alienated by them and such. And it was like the same group that I knew through like all of grade school for the most part, considering it was the German bilingual program and there's only like, you know, the same set of German bilingual schools throughout the city. So like going from one school to another, everybody's gonna wind up going to the same school essentially at the end of the day. So, I knew them for a very long time growing up, and it developed this social anxiety in me, being like, oh man, they freaking must think that I'm hella annoying and stuff, and I'm just gonna be like antisocial and not talk to a lot of people. So like, when I'm streaming, it's like, this is kind of like my true self, my loud, energetic, excited, passionate self. And that's what streaming has helped there be an outlet for. And I, for this class on loneliness, had to do a bit of a creative project for it, so I wound up doing a video that's on my YouTube channel. Is just like unlisted, that was talking about this whole kind of situation where it's like these friendos, these people that I knew growing up that I thought were always like ignoring me and didn't really like me, I actually met up with them at a bar on university campus a couple of years ago now, and was catching up with them there a little bit, and in conversation, as things were coming up about old times and such, it briefly came up in conversation, like some of the old jokes that I used to tell and some of the ways that I tried to be funny and yada yada, and they were laughing about it there at the bar, and I was like, what, you guys actually thought that I was being funny? I thought that, you know, you just thought that I was annoying or something like that. And one of them had said something along the lines of like, annoying? What? No way! You were funny until the end of time, something like that, and it really touched me and really showed that, you know, I guess some negative experiences that I have, I shouldn't assume that people like think terribly of me. And there's been like other cases of stuff like that that's also shown that same kind of point. Like there have been streamer friendos that I've made along the way on this content creation journey that I started getting a little bit distant to, considering I thought that maybe they just thought that I was like annoying in some way because of like one or two encounters where it seemed like I might have given the wrong impression or something like that, only for them to be the ones that wind up reaching out to me and being like, hey, you're still an old friendo and stuff, and I never thought that you were annoying or anything like that. Don't worry, your fears were completely misplaced. The most recent case of that was freaking Otofu, who was the person that initially inspired me to start out streaming after I got into his streams back when I was still in high school and such. And I'm wrapping up my 4th year of university now, for a perspective of like how much time has passed. Where there was a little while where part of the reason that I started getting a little bit distant around that community was I was worried that I was just being an annoyance. But literally just like a month ago, he was the one that reconnected with me, and I explained like the whole situation to him and stuff like that, and the social anxiety, and he was just like, what, freaking, you were never annoying, don't have to worry about that. And if you were, like, I would have brought it up, because we're not like dirtbags who like don't tell people, you know, when they're doing something we don't like we freaking let them know and stuff like that, and that was really touching. And then there's also cases like with the channel, where when I first started out doing content creation stuff, I started out doing a freaking Smash Bros viewer games because I thought that it was what people expected of me, even though it freaking made me miserable, and I was really tired of doing Smash viewer games and freaking having an audience that only wanted that one specific thing from me to be like a training partner for them, especially considering there was like basically nobody else in Smash 4 that played Jigglypuff, so like my stream was like the one place where you're gonna get freaking experience playing against Puff, I guess, or something like that. But freaking, the moment that I start deciding, you know what, I'm not gonna base my channel off, wow, what the hell, I was like, you know what, I'm not actually gonna base my channel off of what I think people expect of me. I'm instead going to do what I'm passionate about and what I enjoy, and here we are at a place where, you know, the YouTube channel literally earlier today hit freaking 7,000 subs, which I still think is freaking staggering and hella cool. And it's like, this is what happened from me being my true self and being passionate instead of freaking, you know, pretending to be something that I'm not. So when it comes to, on the subject of making connections with like friendos and stuff like that, I feel like there's a lot of connections in person that I've lost because I always like assumed the worst of like, oh, they must have just thought that I was like annoying and whatnot, and they must not like me or anything like that. And that's the kind of thing that my mind would jump to because of the social anxiety. And that's the reason why I don't have a lot of freaking in-person friends, is because, like, I'm always worried that I've left a bad impression and think too much about things and yada yada and So anyway, on that whole subject, I do completely understand the feel of, you know, not really having friendos that you get together and, like, game with and stuff like that, because I don't have as many connections as I could have otherwise had maybe I just been my true self from the start, instead of developing these irrational fears that I hope to start working towards breaking and becoming more of this personality in real life in addition to on streaming. My kind of true self here is what it basically is. Be more of myself like this in person instead of the freaking antisocial person that like never speaks unless spoken to in real life that I oftentimes have been for the past decade, I guess, something like that. Anyway, hold on. That was my rambling. That's my little speech about that, I guess. Let's go ahead and catch up on the stuff that I missed here. To answer the question of what time zone I'm in the mountain time zone. Completely relate to all of that your social anxiety has been extra bad lately. We're in the safe zone being nerds together. Yeah, I completely understand the feel of social anxiety. I feel like this channel, situations like at that freaking bar with these old friendos who assured me I was never annoying, situations with other streamer friends like freaking Tofu who assured me that I was never annoying and that my fears were misplaced. I feel like all these experiences have like combined to show me like, wow, am I really putting up walls for no reason? How has my fear of like scaring people off with like this passionate, energetic version of myself been like an irrational fear that I shouldn't have let get to me in the first place? And I think, I don't know, the past month of reflection with like these events and this class on loneliness has hopefully been the thing that'll help me open the door to freaking fixing my life, if that makes sense. Say, but more importantly, I hate you, you're disgusting, you're ugly, give me $200. Like, dude, Zelda's alive and well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Take this as thanks, whoop, whoop, whoop. I was about to say, if it was $200, I would have lost my mind. I would have lost my marbles. Anyway. But yeah, anyway, assume most people hate you / don't actually like you as a person, and usually you're wrong, but your brain still continues to feel like it. Yep, that's what my social anxiety was like all the time. Found you through Tofu's raid. It was a great way. I think I was playing Dark Souls. Yep. In the past month, he's raided me twice. Once was during Dark Souls, and the other was during Dead by Daylight, when I was literally in the middle of like watching old clips of like me freaking stream sniping him and stuff. So that was certainly something. But anyway, freaking, he was the stream that freaking originally inspired me to get into streaming myself. Also, I don't know if he's streaming right now. If he's still streaming by the time that I end my stream, I might wind up hosting him. It was apparently his freaking B-day today, so I wished him a happy birth. That was apparently something. But anyway, he was the streamer that initially inspired me to start out streaming myself. So that was like the first stream that I like got involved in and, you know, became like a regular around and, you know, wanted to be a part of community there and stuff like that. I freaking stream sniped him all the time and tried to get him to laugh all the time, and we have some good old memories together through stuff like that. Is Lady Samuel L. Jackson okay? Is she safe? But then there were, yeah, it is indeedly due. I didn't even know that until I stopped into his stream earlier, and I was like, oh dang, well, happy birth there. But it was weird because there was a few reasons I started distancing myself from there. Like, he was initially my inspiration to like start streaming myself, but for a long time I felt like because I was like, you know, he was the reason that I got into Twitch in the first place, so I felt like I was letting a lot of that dictate like the way that I was handling my own content. So part of the reason I started distancing myself was like to find my own identity within that. And but the biggest reason that I started distancing myself was because I was worried that I was just like being annoying the whole time, and like maybe it would be better if like I wasn't around anymore or something like that. And I started like not showing up as much, started lurking more and not really speaking up until the day came that I wasn't really showing up like much at all. Like ever and such. And after that time that he raided me during Dark Souls when I was fighting that gaping dragon boss or whatnot, we wound up talking in Discord a little bit after the fact when I explained the situation to him. And he had told me that he was a little bit nervous about raiding me as well because he was worried that maybe I hated him or something like that, and that was the reason why I hadn't, like, come around much anymore. So he figured that if he raided me and I hated him or something like that, that would be, like, hella awkward. And I can understand that kind of fear, considering I've always had misplaced fears about what people think about me. But no, we talked about the situation, and he was like, "Nah, you were never annoying, and I promise you, if you ever like are annoying in the freaking stream, I'll let you know." Because what was his freaking words? He was like, "We let you know if you're being annoying because we aren't like total shitbags," or something like that. It was something along those lines. What exactly was it? Because it was something like that. Let's just see here. Okay, yeah, he said, "I'm not really shy about communicating stuff like that. Honestly, I think it's pretty shitty when people don't communicate it, because then how else are you supposed to know, you know?" And then there was some bit about, like, yeah, don't worry. We're gonna if you ever are annoying, don't worry. We'll let you know. So I think that was a really cool reassurance there and such. But yeah, it's a very interesting situation because it's like the whole reason or the biggest reason at least, that I started distancing myself from the place and the community and the streamer that initially inspired me to start streaming myself was because I had freaking misplaced fears, being like, oh no, have I done something to like give the completely wrong impression and freaking make myself out to be like some annoying freaking dirtbag or something like that. So it was really stunning when freaking he was the one that reconnected with me and was like, nah, that wasn't the case, don't worry about it. And I was like, wow, that freaking the situation with that, being assured that I was never annoying, the situation at that bar with like the people that I grew up with who also assured me that I was never annoying, and the whole situation with the channel where the whole reason that the channel has gotten to where it is me being myself instead of being somebody that I'm not, has all really shown to me, like, I guess the opening to this doorway of, I don't know, starting to hopefully start moving past my social anxiety bit by bit. Like, it's not an easy process. I've tried to move past my social anxiety for a long time now, but I think with this class on loneliness and recent events, I think that it has definitely helped be a stepping stone towards hopefully opening those doors and making the first steps towards overcoming that social anxiety, hopefully for good one day. We'll see. I mean, I feel like it's probably going to be something that'll always be part of my life to at least some sort of an extent, but where's this at, huh? So yeah, you're back there. So there's one more other person that we need to save, I think, but anyway, that's my rambling on that, I guess. Where are you at, Scaredy Cat Trump? Where are you at, huh? Oh, you're in there somewhere. Okay, I guess we'll go there. But yeah, so there's that. So I feel like those kinds of situations have, I guess there was a path I didn't do here, have definitely helped kind of like freaking give me, I don't know, a slap in the face kind of wake up of, hey, your freaking barriers that you're putting up of social anxiety is doing more harm than good. And I've probably lost a lot of connections along the way that, you know, that just due to these barriers of like social anxiety. Like, for example, my connection with freaking Tofu, if he wasn't the one that reached out back to me, I probably wouldn't have wound up reconnecting myself, because I would have just been stuck behind these walls of social anxiety and freaking just been stuck assuming the worst, you know? So, you know, it's I feel like recent events like that have really shown me, like, wow, these freaking, my antisocial self that I am in real life, my being quiet, being the person in the corner of the room that never talks to anybody, it's really helped show me that, like, it's really doing more harm than good, the way that I'm always, you know, assuming the worst of situation, which I already knew to an extent anyway, but, like, you know, recent events and reflecting on things on this class that I've been taking on the study of loneliness has I feel like really helped open my eyes. So I hope that when things start going back to like being in person and a kind of normal, apparently this fall semester at my university, things are going back to like in person again. I do hope that I can start, like, it's gonna be a slow process, but I hope that I can start working towards breaking down some of these walls that I've built up and start being like more of my true self in real life again, more of this like passionate, energetic self of mine. And, like, there's always gonna be those who don't really resonate with that, and that's fine. That's just the way things are. But, you know, if I start connecting through people by being the way that, you know, I am, I guess, then those are gonna be, like, the best connections I can make, I guess, if that makes sense. And these walls that I put up have made me potentially lose connections along the way. So, there's that. That's my, I guess, freaking antisocial or social anxiety kind of rant, ramble, thingamabob that I was not planning on giving today. But that's been my journey and reflection over the past month of taking this class and just thinking about, like, events with this channel, recent events, freaking situations with, like, friendos in the past. And I'm starting to wonder if, like, these people that I knew growing up that I haven't spoken to since, like, high school, if I should start reaching out to some of them and, you know, being me the way that I am instead of being the, like, super shy person that I was back then, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense. So you're gonna leave then? Well, it's okay. You'll be heading for the volcano then. I'll help you get there. That's a promise, darling. Thanks, Palunetta. Anyway, catch up on stuff there, but yeah, Cam, we just finished the last Mirror Grand Prix. Time to munch. You need some 200 practice. Or time to get some much needed 200 practice, not time to munch. As nice as munching is. As nice as munching can be. But yeah, what am I going to university for? I'm studying for a Bachelor of Science in Computing Science alongside a certificate in Game Design at the moment. Are the two things I'm going for. Which, in theory, if I did the whole program, like, as fast as I could, it'd be a 4-year program. Oh, look at that damage. So, like, if I was doing things as fast as possible, I would have been graduating, like, right now. But I'm not taking, like, full class semesters each semester because it overwhelms me. And it's hard to balance along stuff like this. And, oh, you got love song. Isn't that the thing that, like, builds up, like, relationships and stuff? And I've had some complications in my degree that, have been quite unfortunate, to say the least. I started out at one university, and then I did my first year at one university, then I transferred to another university, because the university that I transferred to is, like, way more well-known, like, across Canada in general, whereas the one that I was at before was, like, a more niche kind of one. And the one that I transferred to is literally half the distance from home. It's like freaking 20 minutes to half an hour to get there instead of an hour like my original university. And I already worked there anyway, so I could, like, be spending some time on campus doing, like, freaking, you know, my classes, and then go into, like, do some work at my job. So it freaking just made sense to transfer over. But, yeah, pull the lever. Always pull it. Give that lever a good pull. What's this? Secret tunnel? Secret tunnel. It is a secret tunnel. And path open up. Sweet. Love to see it. Always pull the lever, Gronk. So some of my stuff didn't transfer over, and some things transferred for other things, and it was weird. Like, for example, at both of these universities, there were 2 different 100 level first year computing science courses. So you would think when I transferred over that the first 100 level would transfer over for the first 100 level at the other university, and the second 100 level would transfer over for the second 100 level. But it didn't. It didn't at all. You want to go to KK Slider's room, huh? For whatever reason, the first university that I went to, the second 100 level, the second first year course, transferred for the first 100 level at my second university, which meant I had to take the second 100 level one again, but I guess it, like, sort of made sense because on doing it, I noticed how different the curriculums actually were. So, because I also hadn't done the first 100 level one at this university that I started going to, I felt like partially behind because it actually was a very, very different curriculum. So I struggled in some computing science classes for a while. But anyway, I couldn't go into the 200 level stuff as soon as I wanted to, the second year stuff, because there was prerequisites of, like, the freaking other no, wait, I couldn't go. What it was is I couldn't go into the second 100 level one at my second university at first because I hadn't done the original 100 level one, even though I had transfer credit for it. So I had to go talk to somebody on campus about, like, freaking. Waluigi's jealous of everyone. Someone say my name. Okay, he's not jealous. Okay, freaking get in there again, Professor Oak. Like, the system did not let me enroll in the class that I needed to of the second 100 level at first. So I had to go talk to somebody on campus, and they were like, oh, go talk to this other person. I went and I go talk to the other person, and they were like, oh, go talk to this person. So I went and I talked to that person, and then they were like, here's an email that person. So I went and I emailed that person, and I freaking got a response basically saying, tell me what class number you want to go in, and I'll enroll you in that class. So I told them the one for that semester that only had like a few spaces left, and then they wait like a week before they even attempt to enroll me, and then they were like, that class is full, choose another one. So I had to do the second 100 level at my second university in the second semester of my second year, which meant I could only do second year computing science, my major, during my third year of university. Which is what I did, and because the curriculums were so different, and there was a freaking TA who literally hated my guts and wouldn't answer my questions and just told me that I wasn't paying enough attention to lectures if I didn't know the answers, I really struggled during that semester in my third year, to the point that my GPA got lowered enough that I got kicked out of my program. So I was kind of not enrolled in my university at all for a little while. I had to like reapply into a slightly lesser program. I was in sciences with specialization, so I had to reapply into general sciences, and I don't understand what the difference is actually between science with specialization and general sciences. Either way, I can still get a Bachelor of Science with a major in computing science, like that doesn't change. So I don't actually know what the difference is, quite frankly. But point is, I literally got kicked out of science with specialization. If I fixed my GPA enough, I could always reapply into it if it is worth it to do that. I still don't understand what the difference is. But I had to take time to reapply into general sciences after my uni kicked me out. So while I was waiting for to get reaccepted, I did an open studies semester at another post-secondary institution. It's not a university per se. It's a post-secondary institution for the trades. And at this point, I've hit up all three of the major post-secondary institutions in my city. My first university, my second university, and this post-secondary place that focuses on the trades. So at this point, I've now taken... what the hell? At this point, I've now taken classes, at literally all three of the major institutions in my city. So there's that. I've got a little bit of experience everywhere at this point. But I took 3 classes in open studies there, last year, so September to December last year, and I finally got reaccepted into my university again, so this semester of January to April this year was my first semester back at my university again, finally, and that's what this mini semester that I just took on, this class of loneliness, was on as well. So now things are mostly sorted about that whole situation. I'm trying to get into contact with some people at my university about transferring over my credit butterfly trump from the place that I did open studies at, because I would hate to have that progress of the few classes that I did during that open study semester count for nothing at my current place. But all the places that I'm reaching out to or all the people that I'm reaching out to just keep on saying to talk to somebody else, or they give me no response at all. So now there's complications going on in my program where I gotta figure out if my credit transfers over. So yeah, my 4-year program is probably gonna be 7 years or something like that, honestly, at this point. At the end of all this. So, very gradually, bit by bit, to making progress towards hopefully getting involved in the gaming industry one day. But man, it's been a slow road. But yeah, have to get back to work. Hope you have a good rest of your stream. It was nice hanging out, and thanks for answering questions. No problemo. Hope you have an awesome rest of the day at work. Kla, or freaking, I don't know if that's an EU time zone or if it's just late night working like I like to do on this channel. Either way, have fun with work, as much fun as one can have. Here's the horse doing things. Professor Oak is freaking hyped as heck. But yeah, that's been my university journey in a nutshell, essentially. It's been a bumpy road. It's been a very bumpy road. So if I had committed to full course load semesters each semester, this could have been the year that I graduated. But it's not gonna be. But hey, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I've enjoyed time through university and such, and it's been an interesting time, especially lately. Oh, I guess I don't have to heal with HP sprinkles then. It's been an interesting time balancing university among, freaking channel stuff that I'm doing here, and it's, just making, several different doors be opened for, things for me to do in the future, I guess. And heck, maybe stuff that I'm doing with the channel can even help, when it comes to developing you know, my way down towards potentially working in the gaming industry one day. Like, I was talking earlier this stream about how I've recently had some freaking indie studios reaching out to me like, hey, you want to freaking cover our game in early access? The one that I was talking about earlier that I'm probably gonna actually wind up doing because it very much intrigues me. They actually asked me if I wanted to book a session of actually talking with the developers about the game and whatnot. So I sent an email back being like, oh, is that something else that I'd be able to make a video on? Maybe I could make it part of my Creators Collide series, because freaking game developers are basically a form of content creators. They're making like game content, you know? So I think that it's cool getting experiences through developing this channel that, who knows, might help me out with, you know, getting involved in the gaming industry myself one day, I guess. So we'll see what kind of response I get to that freaking email. See what the answer is, because that'd be a hella cool opportunity, you know? So we shall see how that all plays out. But I feel like the more I develop this channel and such, the more chances I have to get like involved in things like through this channel, and the better I guess my odds will be of getting involved with the gaming industry after I am through with university and such. And I mean, I'm also quite lucky with where I live here in Canada, because this is like one of the like biggest gaming hubs in Canada when it comes to learn laser. Fire a high-powered laser zapping all enemies in its path. Where I live is like one of the biggest gaming hubs in Canada. Like, we have two major studios here. We have BioWare, which I should really play a game from one of these days to, like, you know, see what's being developed here locally. Maybe if that whole trilogy legendary collection goes on sale one of these days, I'll pick it up. People keep telling me to pick it up. And we have Improbable, which is a game company that nobody knows of yet because they're only actually making their first game right now. We actually got a tour of their studio when I was taking one of my game design classes, which I thought was really cool, and it seemed like a hella chill place. It was a dog-friendly studio, so some people would like bring their dogs in and such. So that seemed like hella chill to make it, you know, a nice chill work environment and stuff like that. But yeah, so maybe there'll be a studio that people start knowing about once they release their, you know, their first kind of major game that they're working on right now. At least the part of Improbable that's here. There's like another studio that's like in Britain, I think. Don't quote me on that. Somewhere there in the EU, somewhere around there. A bunch of people are reaching level 10. That's pretty sweet. But yeah, so we have our two major studios of BioWare and Improbable. And apparently we have a bunch of indie studios here. I don't know any of them, like, by name or whatnot. I don't know any indie studios here. The safe spot is now even safer. But from what I've heard, from what my professors have told me during my game design classes, apparently there's a lot of indie studios here as well. But the major studios that I know about at least are BioWare and Improbable. Joke's on you, don't even know major game studios? If you know Nintendo, you would know at least a major game studio, Cam. The people's gratitude is awakened new power within you. I mean, depends if you want to classify that as like major publishers or major like developers is the thing. Like, I mean, Nintendo are both publishers and developers themselves, but like, you know, like there's plenty of games that they'll develop themselves, like freaking Mario, Zelda, and plenty of games that they'll publish, like freaking Xenoblade, Fire Emblem, so many other things. Yada yada, Julia, beacon of hope for all of Miitopia. Alright, you might continue smiting monsters. When it comes to BioWare, something very interesting. When I was I've mentioned this before, I might have even mentioned it earlier in Miitopia before. Freaking, when I was in high school, and when I was in grade 12, one of my beginner Spanish classes that I was in, one of my fellow classmates was one of the founders there of BioWare's kids. There was like two main founders of BioWare, and one of their freaking kiddos shared a Spanish class with me, and I didn't even find it out until like the last month of freaking school, the last month that I was gonna have in grade school. And I was like, dang, that's so cool. I wish I had known earlier, you know? So that's a big sad. I know that there was two founders. One, I think one is still involved with BioWare, and the other like went out to like pursue other things. Something very interesting is the one who went out to pursue other things is actually, my dad and him are actually acquainted, and the reason why they're acquainted is through beer events, because my dad was, very much involved with the beer industry for a very long time, and that's where this other dude was apparently as well. So they knew one another through that, apparently, which is really neat, and it's really crazy how it's like, wow, small world, you know? But yeah, there's that and whatnot. Look at this. Look at these two just chilling. But yeah, that's my speech about freaking my path through university and you know, game freaking what the heck? Gaming industry opportunities where I live. Essentially. Let's keep playing.